Hey everybody, this is Miss Florida Hot Picks here, giving you guys a workout for Pick 3 Tennessee. Today we will be using a 317 rundown. Want to show you, especially when you see triples and false triples slanted, how those can give out some really cool patterns. I noticed you guys with your triples even straight across, I've seen numbers coming across there, so make sure you're backtracking. There's stuff literally sitting in front of us. So we're going to go back a few days. We're going to go back to October 21st morning in Tennessee. There was a hit of 019. So as you see here, I'm using the 317 rundown. That's kind of my go-to, but feel free to use your other favorite rundowns to compare to see if you see similar patterns, okay? So how do we count one of these rundowns out? They're very simple. Once you lock in your hit, we're using the 019. We're going to add each of those numbers down the columns, okay? So for the first column, we're going to add 3 all the way down. So 3 plus 0 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. Now, when you get to your 2-digit numbers, only use your ones plus your 2, okay? 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 1. 11, but use your 1, okay? 1 plus 3 is 4, 4 plus 3 is 7, and 7 plus 3 is 10. Just use your 0. So you know that you did it right. The number you start with should be the number you end with. Cool, right? Yeah, it wasn't so bad. So one of the things that you're going to notice on some of the rundowns, this will not happen every day. You may spot either triples or false triples, either slanted down or up, okay, with this particular pattern. There are others. Sometimes they'll be straight across. But here we're looking at diagonals, okay? So what do you see? You see a 055 and its mirror 500. Well, let's talk about mirrors. Some people don't know that this is a false trip, okay? You know how triples, they look like 000, 555. You know that, right? Okay. Well, sometimes they'll mix it up a little bit and they'll use a mirror. Now, a 0 and 5, 5 and 0, they're actually the same number. They're just opposite of each other, okay? So we can literally kind of interchange those numbers, if you will. So mirror numbers are as follows. 0 could be a 5, 5 could be a 0, 1 could be a 6, 6 could be a 1, 2 could be a 7, 7 could be a 2, 3 could be an 8, 8 could be a 3, 4 can be a 9, and a 9 could be a 4, okay? So with that, we have false trips here. Sometimes they may work with triples. Tennessee, make sure you're backtracking, okay? I noticed another thing too, which was a huge thing. Key digits of 0s and 5s could be hot for Tennessee. That might be another thing you want to make sure you pay attention when you see these. Okay, so generally speaking, when you see a triple or false triple, it can mean a few things. It could mean that the number that just hit could repeat, which you guys did have that. You had a repeat on a couple of other examples. Like this 500, see how it's connected? This could be telling you 596, or it's mirror 041, or a mirror version of that number could come back. And I believe it, so pay attention to that. Just like this 019, okay, it's actually connected to the false triple. Now notice here, this is a mirror version of this number, but you had to look really closely, and I don't think I saw a 5. No, there was a 569. There was a 569 that actually came off of this. This actually repeated. So make sure that you're paying attention. This stuff is so hot. I'm telling you, learn your mirrors, learn them, okay? So let's pay attention to, I noticed something that the number's going underneath, all right? I want you to look at this 861. You see, or excuse me, 867. You see how this 867, it also runs across as 871. This is why you need to learn your mirrors, okay? 867, 871. The only difference is they're switching out their 6 and 1, okay? That is hot. Whenever you see a number that goes across and then it slants up, whether it's mirrored or not, make sure you're paying attention to those type of numbers, Tennessee, okay? Another thing, pay attention to this area. Why do you want to pay attention to this area? Well, because of a few things. Anything going slanted on the top or the bottom, pay attention to them. Pay attention to the numbers around, especially around this 5. Remember, we're just talking about some key digits, okay? Like zeros and 5s, meaning there could be a number wrapped around that's a mirror to these numbers. Now look at this. You see this 5 right here, right? 8, 6, 2. 8, 6, 2. So we have 8, 6, 7, 8, 7, 1, 8, 6, 2. All right. The other number you'll see go down 6, 7, 8. Okay, which we already have a version of that number. A lot of people don't know to do this. I'm telling you. Okay. So we have the 8, 6, 7, 8, 7, 1, and wrapped around the 5, 2, 6, 8, depending on how you want to read it. I would hold on to those numbers, okay? But don't just do these, do the mirror versions of those numbers too. And this is what I mean. Let me see if I can bring this down a little bit. I'm going to continue the rundown just a little bit. Hopefully you guys can see that. I would also go 3, 1, 2. You see that? 3, 1, 2. All right. 7, 1, 3 going around that 0. All right. And of course you got your 3, 2, 6 that runs straight across. Okay. So pay attention. 2 hits came out of those numbers. October 22nd, 826 hit. 826. Remember we showed you around that key digit? It was just a mirror of that. 826, literally V-shape right around it. That came. On October 23rd, the evening, 781 came straight across. Straight across. Okay? What am I telling you? Pay attention. Pay attention. This stuff is here. But guess what? That wasn't it. There was another sign telling you to pay attention. Watch this. October 21st, same day. This was your evening because you guys have 3 draws. On your last draw that night, a 596 came out. I want you to notice something. You see how this 871 ran across? Look at it. Slanted right under the same 500 this time. Okay? Something about Tennessee with the numbers underneath. Something you may want to pay attention to. Watch this. So 817, we had that. Okay. 317 goes around that 0 on this side. Okay. 1, 2, 3 could be an option. Okay. But pay attention to what repeated so you don't have too many numbers. You notice 871 came across, but that 817 was also slanted. That's very, very important. I was telling you, pay attention to me. Just like this 326, 862. You see it again here with the 862. Okay? Anything, take that list, especially anything that repeats again, you're going to pay attention to it. Okay? All right? So we could have had 362, 862, 678. Okay? And some of them you'll see repeated. 678. Right? 871. 826. 123 repeated. 713. Okay. So what didn't repeat? They all repeated. So they all repeated. That's okay. Awesome. So all of them, those would have been numbers to pay attention. Same list of numbers, right? Well, again, that was telling you October 22nd, midday, 826 was coming. And 781, October 23rd. There's more, Tennessee. Go and backtrack. You guys had some triples. And there's a number that came straight on top of those triples going across. There's more. You guys had a repeat number as a mirror. The number was slanted. Pay attention to this stuff, y'all. Tennessee, I like triples for y'all. Okay? Anyways, I hope this was helpful. Let me know how you're doing with your rundowns, if you have any questions. But yeah, the false triples are hot. Make sure you take advantage of them if you can. Again, I can't guarantee hits on the channel. I hope that this was helpful. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you join, subscribe to the channel, and join that membership. We'll see you there.